Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on Pepperi's webinar for Omnichannel Trade Promotions. My name is Merav Biton, and I'm here with Eyal Rosenberg, our product manager, and we're happy to present to you the long-awaited Trade Promotions module. The webinar will go into detail about installing and configuring the module and creating the different types of promotions. Promotions are divided into three types: item, package, and order. For each type, you can add multiple tiers. So say for an item promotion, for example, buy X amount and get Y amount for free of the same item of a different item, or buy X amount and get a discount, or buy X amount of an item and select additional items of your choosing that you can present the user with a list and they can choose what they want to get for free as their incentive. So you can set up tiers like buy 10, get one of the incentives, buy 20, get another incentive, buy 30, get, so anything above 10, above 20, above 30, each has their own incentive. Packages are groups of items that you group together. You define which items should be part of that package, and you can define incentives based on quantity of items that you buy from the package. Buy 3 items, and get 20% off. So buy 5 items and select then from another screen 2 items for free. And we also, in packages, is also the concept of predefined quantities like kits, which are packages that have that don't allow the user to select the quantity. Like in a regular package, you might say, okay, from these 3 items, you can select, from these 10 items, select 3. 3 out of 10, a quantity of 3 out of these 10 items, and you'll get the incentive. With kits, you don't give that option, and you simply say, okay, the kit includes 1 of this, 2 of this, and 1 of this. We run into it in the safety field and in the medical field, where you sell pre-packaged kits. So that's supported under packages. An order promotion type is based on the total amount of the order, whereas item and packages are based on quantities. Orders are based on total amounts. So buy a total of, just one example, buy a total of $1,000 or more from a certain category, or from a total of all the items in the order, and get some incentive, either get items for free, get 10% off, select the items you want to get for free. So what you're noticing here is that the incentives are the same for all of the promotion types. Get items for free, select additional for free, get a discount, get a price discount. And the conditions are for items and packages based on quantity, and for orders on total amount. Okay, that's an overview of the promotion types. Now we'll take a look at each one and see how to install it and how to set it up. For each one of the promotions, there's 4 basic steps. You need to select the type of the promotion that you want, configure the details, and then you define, okay, to which accounts, to which items, to which sales channels is this promotion going to apply. We've been really emphasizing the fact that our trade promotions are easy to push out to they're omni-channel. You can say, okay, this promotion is for B2B self-service buyers only on the storefront. This promotion is for sales reps. This promotion is for only a certain type of sales transaction. So you can push out the promotion easily to certain customers, certain channels, and of course select which items are participating. Okay, so that's a general overview. Now let's take a look at the item promotion in detail. An item promotion is simply triggered by the quantity that you purchase of the item in the regular order center that you're used to. As soon as the quantities defined in the promotion are hit, the promotion is automatically applied. It's implemented as a rule in the shopping cart. So you'll see the discount set or the price change or the bonus item that was given in the shopping cart automatically. And the rule is by item. So for each item has its own incentive. Let's take a look now in the web app at setting up item promotion. I'm logged into the web app at app.pepperi.com as an administrator user. And you probably notice now when you're logged in as an administrator, you have the settings gear here. This is in preparation. We're slowly moving the entire back office to the web app. right now the trade promotions add-ons are the first ones to be here in the web app. So click on the settings up here as an admin user, and then I currently have them all installed already, but you won't see them installed. You'll go to the add-ons section and you'll go to the add-on setup and install it. I don't want to go into the detail of installing it now. I'll do it after I show you the actual promotions first. So once I have them installed and configured, I go to the item promotions editor. This is where I'm defining each one of my promotions and then pushing them out. So here are the different promotions I have defined. Let's take a look into one of them. I have one called skincare discounts. And let's look at how I defined it. Okay, it's a very simple graphical way to define it. Another thing we've really been emphasizing about the trade promotions is that they're easy to define. Non-technical sales or marketing manager can go into the web app and define them. And later I'll show you how to give access to this, just the promotions editor screen for that sales or marketing manager that wants to create the promotions. They don't have to be an admin user in Pepperi, they can just be a regular user, and there's a shortcut link that you can provide them to access that. Okay, so creating a brand new item promotion, I'll give it a description. I'll select a type. Now I'm going to talk about the types in the next step. So I won't go into detail about what this type means now. It just logically what it means is that this promotion applies for a product category called treatments, which I've defined in the type. Validity, okay, either enable it between 2 dates from and to. If you leave them empty, then it's always valid, okay? Or you can simply disable promotions if you want to temporarily disable them, but keep them configured in the system in the list. Okay, the buy field is what's going to determine the promotion tiers. So the buy is either quantity or price. For item promotions, like I said in the beginning, typically item and packages are by quantity, by the quantity of item that's being ordered, and not by the price of item, like buy $50 worth of an item. That's typically used for the order promotions. Okay, so because I'm an item promotion, I'm doing promotion tiers by quantity. So I will choose quantity, and then I'll be filling in the quantities here. Priority is something that applies in 2 levels. First, you have the different promotion. For example, if I had an item that multiple promotions could have applied to it, I will choose, say, three promotions that could apply to the same item. So I'll have, say, priority 1, 2, and 3. And then for each one, I'll have to select if I should continue, say if he's eligible for promotion 1, should I continue to promotion 2 or not? And if he's eligible for promotion 2, should I continue to promotion 3 or not? Okay, so that's how you define the priority of within each item promotion. There is a higher level priority that I'll talk about when I go into the types in the next section. You can also prioritize your types. So you can say the skincare promotion type has a priority number 1 over all other promotion types, and then within the skincare promotion type, I have 2 or 3 promotions that could apply to the same skincare items, and those have an internal priority as well. So you could have, say, a skincare promotion, say a promotion on an item, and then you can have a promotion on a brand. And you can use the priorities to decide, should I get double the promotion? Should I get the discount on the item and on because the item is part of the brand that's also being promoted? So you can use the priorities to define when to stop and number your promotions by priority, and the system will go through and check one by one and according to what you defined, continue to the next promotion or not. Everything I was explaining to you now is fully documented with full examples. We really invested a lot in this documentation because we wanted to be self-service. So everything I'm saying now is actually very clearly documented in the knowledge base. Just search for trade promotions. I'll send you all the links afterwards. Okay, so now I'm going to define my tiers. So if I buy a quantity of 5, I'm going to get some incentive. So this is where you choose which incentive you get. I've chosen a discount of 5% for buying 5 over 5. Over 10, I'll get 6%. Over 15, I'll get 7%. And over 20, I'm going to get a different incentive, which I'll show you in a second. I just want to go through the different incentives here. Discount is obvious, okay? Discount percentage off the price. Discount price would be if you buy 10, you can get them for $5 instead of, $6 or $7. Instead of a higher price, get them for a lower price if you buy a certain quantity. You can get price is not something you would use more in packages, because you want to, like, say, buy 3 for $20. So that's something you would use in packages. Additional item means that if you buy 10, you can get an additional item at some discount. And that's here what I've configured in my last tier of over 20. I'm going to get an additional item. And when I edit that item, here I selected the item from a list. It can either be the same item, in which case it'll just use the same item ID that the promotion applies to, or select another item that I selected from a list by item ID. Now this item list, and this is included in the instructions of the installation, in order to have access to the list of all of the items, it's something you need to define in the back office very simply by creating an item list and making it available to the admin. So it's explained very simply in the instructions. Can quickly show it in the back office if anyone wants. So I'll be directed to the list. I selected the item that I want to get. Now, if this item is given for free, it's 100% discount, or I can say get the second one 80%, 50%, whatever discount I want. And I can also say how many, the quantity of that additional item. Okay, so in this case, if I buy over 20, I get an additional item of this item code, skin 009, for free. Okay, so that's it. That's defining item promotions. Any questions so far? I don't see anything written in the tab there so far. Pretty simple so far to understand. Okay, so let's take a look at another type of promotion, and then I'll talk about the types. Here I have, okay, this is a simple one, just buy one, get one. No need to really go over it. I just wanted to show a simpler example. It's always valid. It's by quantity. Anything over 1 gets an additional item of the same item. Buy one, get one free, basic promotion. And here, I have one which is relevant. It's a discount on a certain category of nail polish items for medium-sized accounts. Okay, this will when I explain now about the types, you can see how you push the promotion out to specific customers. So here, this one I made it expire on September 30th, and I said, okay, if you buy 10 of this category, 10%, 20, 15%, 2 tiers for medium-sized accounts only on the nail polish items. I see a question here. Is it possible to choose several additional items?
If you want to have multiple items, then usually you will open something that is not seen here now, is select additional items by user selected. Usually it's per order, not per an item, and we'll show it to you later on.
Okay, yeah, that's an incentive of multiple additional items. Yeah, it doesn't exist in the item promotion, but you'll see it in the package and order promotion. Okay, so last thing I'll show about the promotion configuration is you see this button here. Each promotion has a values button. When I click on values, this is where I actually say, okay, this skincare discounts, what does it apply to? Which items should get those tier discounts? So I've defined this promotion by product type. That's the promotion type that I defined. It's a custom field. And I chose the value of treatments. Here, I chose from all of the possible values of that custom field that is in my data. So any item that has product type equal to treatments will participate. Let's look at some other values. Let's look at the one for nail polish. This promotion type is based on a nail polish items and the account size being medium. So when I selected a value, I had to select the item that is the item ID that I chose, because the promotion type is defined by specific item IDs and by account custom field called account size. So my account size values are here. So any account that is medium and is ordering any of these item IDs will get the promotion. I could have defined instead of item ID, item main category, and then any item in the nail polish main category would have gotten the promotion, but I chose to define this specific one for these, 9 or 10 specific items and not the entire category. Now, how am I creating these promotion types? Each one, when I add a new promotion, I must select one of the types that I've created. You can see here for skincare, that was by product type, and I chose treatments. By account size and item ID was the account size medium and the nail polish items. I have two more here that I haven't used. The buy one, get one free was just by item ID, specific items that I added by ID. And I have another one called chain store promotion that applies only to accounts that are typed chain store. So where do I create those types and who creates those types? So only the administrator user can create those types and has that types editor available over here in the left margin, the item promotion types editor. This is where I define the types, and then when the user who's defining the actual promotions creates promotions, they just select the types from that menu that I showed you. They select chain promo, skincare, buy one, get one. So here is where I defined, item ID, skincare, chain store, or account size. Here's where I added the types, and when I define a type, I'm simply defining by which Pepperi fields or properties of items or accounts will this promotion apply. So let's take a look, for example, on the skincare one. I simply chose one. I chose the item product type, which is a custom field. For account size and item ID, I chose the item external ID property and the account size, which is a custom field. The only other fields you need to fill in when you're creating a promotion type is the name, of course, and then you set the priority. This is the priority I spoke about before, where you have, for the promotion type, you have a priority. So, and then any actual item promotions that are assigned to be of this type will have their own internal priority. So you can have maybe an item that falls into two promotion types, and you may define here and say, okay, if it falls into this one, just give only the discounts of the item and account based promotion type, and don't continue to give maybe brand based or some other field based discounts. In my case, I have yes, continue. I only have one promotion that's using this promotion type. Now, the name you give the promotion type is important because it could be that there's two different people, one creating the promotion types and one using them. It may be in your case that in the beginning, at least, it'll be the same person, but the promotion type name should be descriptive enough so the person who's creating the promotions can know which one to choose. Okay, I see. Can more values be selected? Do you mean on the promotion types? Yes, you can add as many criteria as you want here. Yes, so when you're creating a promotion type, you can add here as many fields as you want to base which properties will determine to which accounts and to which items the promotion applies. Okay. Another question, is there an option for push notification? For example, minimum promotion is 5 and the customer chose 4 to notify him that if he will order 5, he will get the promotion. Okay, we can't have that in the workflow, but it is planned. It's in the roadmap for promotions. So once I created these promotion types, I can then go, like, let's say now I wanted to, I'll just create a sample one just as an example. Say I want to give item promotions just for B2B customers. Okay, so I can take the account, take the transaction actually object and use the property transaction type. And then I know that all of my B2B customers are using a specific transaction type. They're not using the same sales order that the sales rep is using. And any promotions that I build using this promotion type will apply only to B2B customers. Okay? I have another example like that in order promotions. Okay, so now let's go into actually log into the web app as a buyer and see this promotion in action. So here I'm logged in as a buyer on the web app. I prefer to show you all the examples on the web app. It's easier on the computer, but of course everything works on the mobile devices the same exact way. So I'm just going to do a new order, and I should be eligible for those item promotions, the 5%, 6%, 7%, and the free item, the tiers that I set up of 5, 10, 15, and 20. Okay, so I'm going to go into my skincare catalog. Now I'll go directly to the treatments product type, because I know that those are the promotion items, and I'll start entering in quantities. Okay, if I order 4, nothing happens. You see, I don't get any discount, and I'm not getting any promotion for ordering 4. If I order 5, the discount tiers are starting. You can see here the discount is 5%. Also over here, what I've added is a field that will be installed when you install the promotion editor. It's called the item promotion reason. So it will display to the user why they got the discount. And here I just added the actual unit discount field from the shopping cart, so I can see right here the discount. And as I go up, you can see the discounts are changing. 10, I got 6%, 15, I got 7%, and then 20 I'll show you in the cart because the additional item gets added to the cart. So let's go to the shopping cart, and here you can see again the unit. I added the unit discount here as well, and the promo reason here, so they know why they're getting the discount, and it shows the unit price here after discount instead of 152 is a 7% discount. Now actually, okay, I'm going to actually be eligible for some order promotions here as well. So you know what, I'm actually, I want to do one by one. So I know that total is greater than $1,000, so it's going to trigger some order promotion. And I want to show one promotion at a time, so I'll actually order a different item that costs less so that I won't hit that order total. Okay, so here I got the 5% discount for 5. And now if I change the quantity to 20, and I submit, and I see the free item was added. The promotion free items or package items, you'll also see, are highlighted in blue in the shopping cart. So 20 added this free item to my cart, and I can submit the order. Okay, that's actually how I wanted to show the item promotions. The only thing left is just to show you how to actually install it, how to add it through the web app. So you can continue asking questions as we go through the installation as well. Okay, so let's go back here. When you log in as an admin to the web app, again, you go to the settings, and then you'll go to the add-on section, to the add-on setup, and each one of the promotion types is installed separately. So you'll install the item trade promotions. You hit here on the run, and then you actually have to select a transaction type to install it on. So only the transaction types that you run the installation on will be enabled to support item trade promotions. We have a best practice tip for you is, if you want to run it, say, on your sales order or your B2B order, duplicate that transaction first, and then install the promotions add-on on the duplicated transaction, and then do all your tests, make sure the promotions work, and then come back here and just run it on the actual sales order transaction, and all the promotions will still apply. You do need to kind of make a few adjustments because, like you saw what I did, for example, I limited one of my promotions by transaction type. Now, if you're limiting it by the duplicated transaction type, you're then going to have to go back and limit it by the actual real transaction type that's in production. So you'll have to go and modify some of the values of each item promotion. But the best practice is duplicate the transaction, install it on there, and then move it over to the real one. For each one of the add-ons, you have here an installation guide. This is meant for the admin user to do some of them require some additional manual steps, things you actually have to go and change in the workflow, in the settings of the transaction type you installed it on. So you must read through carefully this installation guide. Actually, for item promotions, there's no additional manual step in the transaction, but it does explain to you here also an example of the best practice tip about how to duplicate the transaction, run it on the duplication, and then change back to the production transaction. And then here are the additional user-defined tables and custom line item fields that will be added to your transaction type. One of those fields, by the way, is, they all start with PPI underscore, is the item promotion reason. That's the field I added that showed me the name of the reason why I got the discount. I put it in the cart. I also put it in the order center view. Okay, here, that's the example of putting that field here. And then it goes on to explain about creating promotion types and tasks for the administrator only. And lastly, remember I told you that if the person creating the promotions is not the administrator, they don't have admin profile in Pepperi. So what you need to do to give them access to the editor is actually copy the URL from the item editor and add it as a shortcut on their home screen. So they'll have like a home screen with a shortcut. This is under the these shortcuts are added in the back office. Sorry, I got logged out here. They're called online add-ons. Basically, it's just the ability to add a link as a shortcut button on the home screen. I think most of you are aware of that functionality. So you copy the URL of the item promotion editor from here and simply paste it into just a regular online add-on, a link shortcut, and put that on the home screen of any user that you want to access the editors. That's the same for the order and the package editor. Okay, there's a question left over from the tiers of the item promotion. If you would order 40, would you get another free item?
In the version that is currently in production, you can't do it, so you'll get only one additional item. But we will upload a new version today or early next week, and then you can have full configuration whether to add multiple additional items, like 40 get 2, and also a limit. So if you buy 60, you still get 2 or 3, whatever you define. So it is in the next version.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's it on item promotions. Let's continue to package promotions. So the first thing to understand about the package promotions, the package is actually an item in the order center. It's an item that you click on and it triggers the phases that are in the package. Packages can be either one phase where you're just ordering, say, select 5 out of a list of, say, 20 items that you've defined, and that's and get those 5 items for $20 or get them for a discount. And that's the package incentive, or it could be 2 phases. Let's take a look here. So they'll select from the first phase, and then they'll be given instructions. They'll hit done, and then they'll be given the instructions how many to select from the second phase. So that's like a buy X, get Y, or select Y kind of package. And then they'll be brought back to the order center, and the package that they ordered is kind of looks like a matrix item where instead of a quantity in here, you have the word order, and then once you order the package, this becomes the number of the quantity that you ordered of the package. So packages are either in 2 phases or 1, and each package phase is like a mini transaction. You're opening like a view to the order center with a limited amount of items that you define in the package editor. So again, the installation is the same here. You go to the add-on setup, and then you run the installation on the transaction type that you want to support packages. Again, the same tip about using a duplicated transaction first. And then actually the package trade promotions, they do have a manual step here in the installation guide. You do have to go and modify one thing in the settings of the transaction type. Here, you just have to set in the transaction item scope to choose one of the fields that was installed on the transaction. It's a Boolean field is equal to true. This means that any item that is defined as a package will be displayed in the order center, and it will not remain hidden. That's all it does. Okay. There is a little bit of a further explanation I can do here. You'll notice this has an advanced setup button. I'll go into detail about it after I explain the initial package editor and creating the actual package promotions. But the general idea is that, like I showed you, a package with two phases is like two mini transactions. So when you click on the package item, the first transaction opens up, and that's called the package item transaction. And then if there is a two-phase package where I've selected X from a group, and then I get to select another X from another group, then I will select what's called an additional items transaction. Now, we provide to you these two transactions. They're installed when you install the add-on. There's a little bit of configuration and customization you can do to these in certain cases. Specifically, the case I spoke about, kits, where you want people not to be able to to change the quantity of the item that the items that are being displayed to them in the mini transaction. They just have to click done, where you have a predefined quantity. So you have, say, 5 items. You've chosen the quantities of each item, and that makes up your package. And you want to leave that part read only without ability to change it. It's not just choose any items you want. It's, choose a specific quantity of each of these items that I've predefined. So that would require you to do some configuration and possibly duplicate these transactions for the purpose of creating kits. And you can see here I have a specific additional items transaction. I'm sorry, it's not here. I have a package item transaction for kits specifically, where I've changed the configuration so the quantities will be read-only. Okay, that's just an overview of the way the package works with the two mini transactions that open up. Okay, so now let's go to the actual package editor. This will appear here after you install it. And let's take a look at some packages. So here I have, let's look at a one-phase package. So I'll edit this 3 for $20. So when you set up a package, you have 4 tabs up here that you need to set up. They're very intuitive. First is the general package info. Then is which customers do I want to include in this to have this package available to. And then what are the actual package details, the actual incentives, and then which items participate in this package. So here I have 3 for $20. Here what I'm this is the package name. What I'm defining here is the actual package item. Like I told you, the package item that appears in the order center that triggers the whole package one phase or two phase is an item. This is an external ID that we generate. So you're creating the item here. You can load an image for it, which you want to do. You want to have an image for it. That's why it's a separate item. And then you select which main category it should belong to. You could create a main category called, packages, and put all of your package items in there. I stuck mine in the existing category, skincare. Okay, accounts allows you to define rules. Again, adding as many field combinations as you want to say which accounts, how do I want to filter which accounts should get this promotion? Is it by some account size, custom field, city, account ID? Account ID probably is more likely something you would put in the excluded account rules, like you can have all accounts in a certain city, let's say, and then exclude a specific account by ID or something like that. Okay, so you have here all the account fields, and you just create the rules to define to whom the packages are available. I've made them available to everyone. And here is basically the heart of the matter, the actual incentives. So I've created the title of the package, which will be displayed on the top of the screen that opens up, skincare package. And here is the message that will pop up instructing the user what they need to choose. So when they click on the package, they're going to be presented with like a group of items that they have to select from. They need some instruction, guidance, how many do I choose, and what am I getting here? So it's choose any 3 items for $20. And again, you have the validity from and to, quantity, price, or distinct items. So typically your package 3 for 20, well, in this specific example, 3 for $20 is going to be by quantity. The quantity could be equal to 3, more than 3, or multiple of 3. So if I choose exactly 3, and that the promotion that opens up will enforce that only 3 are selected. If I select more or less, it will not let me move to the next phase. It will not let me complete the selection. I will get the price. The incentive I'm doing is by price because I'm doing 3 for $20 and value is 20. I could have done, purchase 3 and get a discount, purchase 3 and get an additional item, or purchase 3 and select your own additional item at a discount. So we'll do that example. I'll show you another package with additional items. So here I set up the promotion details. And here is where I define which items are participating in the package. So I've chosen to filter the items that the user can choose from by the product type custom field. So any item with product type equal to treatments will be listed, and the user can choose 3 of treatments for $20. I've put the default quantity at 0 because I have more than 3 treatments, first of all, so it's not just going to be 1, 1, and 1. If you wanted to put in some default suggested quantity for all of the items in a certain package promotion, you could enter it here. And then if I want to exclude, for example, say I'll show you an example now where I'll have all the treatments in there except for 1 or 2 that I want to exclude. So here I will exclude items by their ID, specific items by their actual item code. Say 1 or 2 items to exclude from the list. Okay. So here is the item list that I mentioned earlier. You need to create this list so that you can actually select items from it when you're creating these promotions. I'm going to select some filter for my treatments, and I'll say exclude this item from the list. So there should only be three of the treatments that are available for the user to select from. Okay, so that's the 3 for $20. See, the package promotions are a little different. They don't have types. All the information that typically you would set up in a type for an item promotion is really in the tabs of the package promotion itself. You have accounts and available items here. That's why here you only have the edit button. You don't have a values button like you do in the items editor. Okay, let's look at another type of package, buy 5, get 2 free. This is a 2-phase package. Okay, again, here I'm defining the actual item itself, which is the package starting point from the order center. Again, the external ID we select for you, we define for you, we assign the external ID, choose the brand it belongs to, load an image, accounts, who this package should apply to, and the promotion details. So this is a 2-phase package. So the first phase requires them to select 5 treatments. The validity, the quantity should be equal to 5. Here, by the way, I didn't explain this field before. It's the amount of times you can order this package. So you can limit it to 1, 2, or anything above 0, and 0 means unlimited. So maybe you don't want them to get, over a certain amount of free items, so you can limit it. And then the incentive is actually additional user selected items and not predefined item, or not 5 for $20 like the other one. And here is where I define the second phase of the package. So this message will be displayed to the user, select 2 for free. And then the second screen of the order center will open up, like I showed you in the PowerPoint. You have like another mini transaction that opens up, and the rule is equal to 2. And they should get it for a discount of 100%, which is for free, or you can give it at some other discount, or for a specific price if you want, like 2 for $10 or whatever. Here I'm giving buy 5, select 2 for free. And which available items are there to select for free? So that would be, again, I'm giving the product type and treatments, and which items should be excluded from being able to be selected for free. Here, before I excluded that one item code, here I'll just leave it open to all the items. And the default quantity is 0. So this is the second phase of the package, because I chose here additional user selected items. So now let's go and take a look at these 2 packages on the web app. Okay, that was my previous order. Okay, this is just a summary of my previous order. So you can see I got the 1 item for free from the item promotion. Now let's order some packages. Now the packages, I put them all into one filter because they all have the item code that starts with PPI, so it's easy to put them all in one filter here. And of course, they'll also appear in the brand. I put them in the skincare brand, so they'll also appear here under the skincare brand, because these are my package items. See, these are the item codes that were created when I created the package promotions. Okay, so I can order them either from the filter or from the skincare brand. So let's order the first one, 3 for $20. Okay, so this is the message that I put in there to display to the users. Choose any 3 items for $20. And remember, there were 4 treatments, but I excluded one. The Skin 008 was excluded, so I can choose just a total quantity of 3. Doesn't matter which items. And then when I hit done, I'll open up the second mini transaction and I'll choose my 2 free items. Oh, I'm sorry. I confused the 2 packages. Sorry, that was just 3 for 20. I'm sorry. So when I get to the shopping cart, you'll see that this is the title of this is a line that shows the title of the package, the 3 for 20. And then here are the 2 items that I chose. I chose quantity 2 of this item and 1 of this item. And these are the discounted prices that came out because they're 3 for $20. And the total is $20. Okay, now let's go to the buy 5, get 2. Okay, so again, that's the message that I put in. Select 5 treatments. I can select whatever 5 I want. Go to the next phase. And now select 2 for free. Okay, and that's the buy 5, get 2. I ordered one of those packages, and in the shopping cart, you'll see the second package now, buy 5, get 2. And here's the 2 free items for $0. And these are the 5 that I chose, 3, 1, and 1. Okay, let's move to the order promotions. That won't take too much time. After you've seen the installation and you've gotten familiar with the interface, order promotions should go quickly. So again, you go and install the order promotions on the transaction type that you want to apply those promotions to. Of course, you can install all 3 of them on the same transaction. Obviously, you want to have different types of promotions on the same channel. So choose the transaction type. You have the installation guide. Actually, for the order promotions, you do need to add 3 actions into the workflow of the transaction that you're installing it on. So pay attention to that and just follow the guide one-to-one, and you'll be fine. And then you also have a link here to the editor guide for each add-on. So everything I'm showing now with the examples and everything is written there. The advanced setup also exists here for the order trade promotions. I'll quickly just say that's because you can give an incentive of additional items, kind of like a second phase for an order, because once they order, say, above $1,000, choose 5 free items. So that additional phase, like after the shopping cart, the user will have to select kind of from another little mini transaction like you saw in the packages. So you need a transaction for that. So we give you the default transaction for that and it's selected, so there's not much to do there. Okay, let's go straight to the order promotions editor. These are pretty basic. They're based usually on the total amount of the order. So I have a few different ones here. And order promotions, again, we go back to the concept of types like we had in the item promotions editor. So you will need to create the types again that define which properties the promotions will apply to. So for example, I have a promotion called, let's start with kind of the simpler one, say a 2-tier promotion for sales reps. Okay, here. Order over 1,000, get 10%, order over 2,000, get 20%, and of course you can continue adding as many tiers as you want with different incentives for each tier. And this promotion type is by transaction type. So it means that only the transaction type that sales reps are using will get this promotion. So let's take a look at where I put in the values for that. So here, this is a 2-tier promotion. So that was editing is the actual promotion tiers, and values is where I defined which transaction type that promotion should apply to. So I just chose from my transaction types here, sales order as opposed to B2B or any other transaction type I might have. Okay, so that's a basic, order promotion. I have another one here that's just for B2B. So it's also based on transaction type. And it's by $500 get 10% off, and by over 1,000 and get an additional item. And I chose an item that they get for free. Now, and then let's take a look at the third promotion, and then I'll talk a little bit about priorities. I have something called pay cash, get 10%. And what this promotion is I have default payment methods that are defined for each of my customers. So if their default method is credit and they decide to pay cash on the spot for an order, they'll get a 10% discount. So what I'm doing is checking their default payment method, and then if cash is selected right in the order details during the time of the order, they select cash, then they will get this additional incentive. And it's important to mention that the order promotions are calculated after the user clicks on submit. Okay, it's in the workflow in between in creation and submit. You're adding those 3 actions that kick off the order promotion calculations. So I can see what they selected for their payment method in the order details after they clicked on submit, and then based on that give them this discount. I'll show it to you in action now, and then we'll go back to take a look at the configuration. I think once you've seen a lot of the configuration, I don't want to drag it out for too long, but you kind of get familiar with it, and it's more interesting to see it in action here on the web app. So let's do a new order. Now this order is a B2B order, so it's not eligible for the rep order discounts, but it's eligible for the pay cash get 10%, because that applies to everyone. That's not filtered by account, it's just by the selected payment method. So here I'll just take any item. Actually, it doesn't matter the amount. It matters just if I'm paying cash or not. Okay, so here I have an order that I can have with whatever amount, it doesn't matter. And now I'm going to go into my order details, and I'm going to select for my payment method cash. And you can see my default payment method is credit. Okay, and now when I hit submit, okay, thank you. And you'll see that I got a 10% discount because I paid cash. And I also added this field here, which is the promotion reason for the order. The order also has a reason field, and then the user can see that they paid cash and they got 10%. If you guys want to start playing with this on your test accounts, then let us know so I can open it up for you.
There was a question about showing the order discount before submitting the order. So basically, there is a way to show to get the discount before submitting an order, and in the next version it will be by default, except for the case when you get multiple items which the user needs to choose. In this case, this is triggered by a workflow, and usually you will do it via the submit. But if it's just a percentage discount, then after I upload the next version, it will be by default. You will see it.
Thank you. If a customer bought items for $600 and those items were in an item promotion and the total went down to $400, you don't want him to get the order discount on the $400. You want him to get it on the $600?
Yeah, so the field can be configured. And the field that is currently the order discount runs on is total price before discount, I think, the subtotal field. But all the discount rules, it's important to mention that all the promotion rules are actually rule engine based in your order. The installation adds all the PPI underscore fields to the order, and basically it's not really recommended, but you can change these rules. If you change them, keep track what you changed, because each version that we upload, we might change the rules for you again and override your changes. So it is best not to change the rules, and let us know if you think you need some additional functionality, but you can also change them, and then it will take any field that you want. For one of the future versions, we want to add configuration on which field we are going to use to calculate the discount on. So it can even be a TSA and not just the total price as it is now. So this will also solve the problem.
I just wanted to show what Eyal was saying about the rules being installed in the code being installed in the transaction type. Okay, so if I go to the transaction type, here I can see the order promotion rule, and this one, and you can see.
So in this case,
here.
In this case, this is the rule, and if you will go to the available fields and add the subtotal, then actually, any change in the subtotal, you will see. Save. Then in this case, in any change of the subtotal, the rule will run again and will calculate everything. And if you don't want subtotal, then you can just change the subtotal here to the field that you want to use. As I mentioned, I don't want you to change those rules, so we're going to move this field to be parameter in the configuration, and then it will not be here hard coded. Okay, so this is an example of things that customers asked us, and instead of them changing the rule, we are going to edit as configurable. Okay, so now if you click save, then any change in the order will be seen immediately.
Okay, thank you. I will stay on the line for questions. Anyone who has to go, you will get a link to the recording and the documentation. Thank you so much for joining us, and let us know when you want to start playing around with it. If you have a test account or something, contact me and I'll enable it for you so you can install it and start configuring.